So Sigma have sent us this lens. This is the Sigma 150 to 600mm f5 to 6.3 lens. There'll be a link in the description if you want to check out the exact lens I'm talking about. This is for Sony E-mount because I'm using it with my Sony a7 III. This isn't a new lens, we've already talked about it in the past. But Sigma are releasing a firmware update for the lens. And this is actually really cool because it's quite a decent update to things like image stabilization and continuous autofocus tracking, things that are quite important in a lens like this. Now the image stabilization update is going to bring it from around 4 stops that you get at the moment up to 6.5 stops at the wider end, so 150mm, and 5.5 stops at the telephoto end, which is quite a decent increase. And it means in the real world situation, you could definitely use a slower shutter speed. Now, of course, that's not going to be true if you're actually tracking a fast-moving subject. If you're trying to take photos of them, you'll still need to use a very fast shutter speed, but it's always a very handy thing to have, especially shooting handheld, which is how typically I like to use lenses like this. The focal range is so versatile that it's nice to keep yourself freed up a little bit by shooting handheld. So a little bit of extra image stabilization, extremely welcome. And of course, if you shoot video with something like this, it's going to be even better. But there's also an upgrade to the performance of the continuous autofocus specifically for tracking. So if you're tracking birds in flight, for example, the continuous autofocus in this lens should be faster, should be more reliable, should be just overall better. And I've got to say, I've been testing this out over the last couple of days, out and about. We've got a few videos where I've been actually using this for various things, and it feels good. It feels really, really good to use. That image stabilization is noticeable. It's an update to the actual image stabilization algorithm, which works out, I guess, how to stabilize it, but it is noticeable. It feels really, really good handheld. And that tracking, whether you're tracking birds in flight, other fast-moving subjects, just works really well. Now, like I say, I'm not using this with one of the newest cameras. I'm using it with the a7 III, but even there, that autofocus feels really good. This was already a lens I really liked. The image quality is lovely. It's just a very nice lens to use. You know, it's not the lightest, but then it wouldn't be, right? It's a 150 to 600mm lens, but it does give you beautiful images. And now the actual usability of it, the actual kind of quality of life going out shooting with this has been improved. Now, at the moment, I'm not sure exactly when the firmware update is going to be released. It will be very soon, as far as I'm aware. But if you own this lens, or if this is a lens you've been interested in getting, this has just become even better, an even nicer lens. So definitely worth having a look at. Check out the lens by following the link down in the description. Let me know what you think about this firmware update for lenses. Not the first one, obviously. We've seen this before, but it's not something we've ever really covered in depth before about this kind of thing. And it's an interesting thing, especially with something like this. So let me know what you think about all this down in the comments. I'd love to know. Otherwise, don't forget to like and subscribe. There's new content all the time. I'll see you next time. But as always, thanks for watching.